Well, it really depends. I'm here in South Texas, and I've seen people make $20,000 a year, and then I've also worked with people who've made $250,000 a year in working in areas like Houston, Texas, or Nashville, Tennessee, for instance. Cities that have way more people than a small city in South Texas, right? So as you can see, there's a wide range of income when you're a bartender. I would say that the typical average income would be around $38,000 more or less per year. I make about $50,000, so I do a little better than the average, right? And this is someone working in South Texas. For the most part, bartenders here usually, if I had to take a guess, I would say they make about 40, maybe a little less per year, 40,000 per year, a little less maybe. But like I said, and even though this sounds completely crazy, I understand if you're not in the industry, you're probably thinking that I'm lying or something. But I've met people personally, not me. It hasn't happened to me, but I've met people personally who have made anywhere from $200,000 to $250,000 a year working as bartender. Now, places like Los Angeles or Las Vegas, right? Those places, depending on the state, you might get a minimum wage, and you also might make tips, right? So in those cases, you're more likely to make way more money than in a state like Texas, where bartenders are allowed to get paid anywhere from $2.50 an hour to $15 an hour, right? Okay, so I personally make about $50,000 a year, and I work 48 hours a week. I do 4 shifts per week, 12 hours per shift. I go in at 3 p.m. and I get out at 3 a.m. Now, the good thing about being a bartender is that you don't need formal training. You need a certification from your state. So, for instance, I'm working in Texas, so I'm certified with TABC, which stands for Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission. So you get certified, and then you have to renew that, or keep the certification, renew the certification every 2 to 3 years, depending on the class that you take. So that's one of the good things. You don't need years of experience, or you don't need too much education to even begin working as a bartender. You do need to be fast, and you do need to make the basic cocktails that someone might ask for when coming into a bar. Other than that, you don't need to be a specialist. For one, there are thousands of drinks. It's impossible for one bartender to know everything. I mean, there are some drinks that are served in, I don't know, in other places that I don't know about, because we simply don't serve them here in South Texas, and people don't ask for them. And so it stands to reason that I'm not gonna be an expert in those drinks. So I've been doing this for about 4 years and a half, going to 5 years. And like I said, even though it's a pretty basic type of job, it pays fairly well. It's pretty decent. For instance, my girlfriend is a teacher, and she went to college, and she's certified to be teaching, and she makes about what I make. And that's a professional type of employment, where she needed formal education. She needed to take out student loans to get there, and we're making about the same kind of money. She is working more per week, though. She's not working 48 hours. She's working more like 55 or maybe 60 hours a week, because it can be kind of demanding, but we do make the same amount. So I think, even though it's not the best job in the world, it is something that you can do for a while to be as you get on track with your life. If you're thinking about going back to school, or if you don't have the means or whatever, you can work as a server, as a bartender, and like I said, and you can make pretty decent wage. In this channel, I'm going to be talking about personal finance. I'm going to try to be as transparent as I can be. I'm going to talk about my experience, the kind of money that I make, the kind of savings that I have, and a few things that I've learned, throughout my life. And if you've liked this video so far, please help me out. Like the video, subscribe if you like. Like I said, we're going to be talking about personal finance. We're going to be talking about saving and investing, because even though I'm only a bartender and I don't have a PhD in finance, I do have, for my age and for the type of work that I do have $50,000 in savings that, you know, I didn't get from my parents or anything. This is money that I've been able to save in the past 4 years and a half. So working as a bartender. So like I said, I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to sound as anything or something that I'm not. I'm just trying to help you out and you know, learn some of the things that I've learned from reading books or watching videos online. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment or send me an email, and I'll be happy to answer to you. Okay, thank you.